And streaming on crossroadstoday.com. A warning from local police officers as certain trends rise ahead of the holiday season. What you need to know. And severe weather continues to impact travel across the U.S. The latest on the storms bringing winter-like weather. Plus, one New York tradition prepares to take flight. A sneak peek at what can be seen at this year's parade.
And for your Thanksgiving, we're looking at some lovely fall weather for the next few days, actually. So y'all get out there and enjoy it before clouds and rain are back this weekend with a cold front that's going to make it chilly for December. All about the weather coming up.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Thanksgiving. We got more preview coverage from your local teams in Tidehaven and Shiner. See what lays ahead for these teams in their round 3 matchup in the playoffs coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, I'm Ronnie Reyna, filling in for Carolina Strine.
That's right, and I'm Parker. Ronnie, welcome to Sunrise.
Well, thank you for having me, and happy Thanksgiving, Parker.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Ronnie, and happy Thanksgiving to y'all. I hope y'all are doing very swell this morning, because guess what? If you haven't stepped your foot out the door for a second, you might want to do that because it is finally starting to feel like fall out there, right on time for Thanksgiving. If you're tuning in with us this morning, don't believe me, like I said, step outside because it's 47 degrees and that's out in the county, Victoria County. Temperatures in the city are running about 1 to 2 degrees warmer than that. You can see that right here on our 25 News Now ticker. 49 degrees being reported right outside the station on Navarro, but that's still pretty cool, so I'd recommend bundling up. But the dew point, 3 degrees to 4 degrees off from that temperature. Looking at a little bit high humidity to 90%, but not enough to worry about fog, so don't worry about that. What I need y'all to worry about is getting a jacket, because it is a little bit cool out there. I think it's a little cool. Mid and upper 40s for all of us this morning, except for our friends on the coast. You're next to that warm Gulf, keeping y'all in the upper 50s and low 60s. But if you thought, oh, that was cool, look at North Texas. It's 26 in Amarillo. And if you thought that was chilly, look up in the northern United States. It is in the teens up there. 10 degrees in Cut Bank. Wow. Thankfully, that's not going to be us today. We're actually going to be looking very nice. So if you're headed out the door, enjoy the weather today, y'all, and happy Thanksgiving. We'll look at all those details next.
With holiday shopping gearing up, Victoria police say thieves are doing some shopping of their own. There has been about 1 vehicle break-in per day for the month of November in Victoria. Senior Victoria police officer John Turner says most of those could have been avoided because the cars were left unlocked. Drivers are reminded not only to keep their doors locked, but keep valuables out of sight.
We need to minimize or remove the opportunities for these things to happen. If somebody that wants to burglarize a vehicle just happens upon the perfect opportunity to do so, most likely they'll take advantage of it. Lock your cars, hide your stuff, and make sure you remove your keys and fobs from the vehicles as well.
Turner says the second most burglarized vehicles are the ones where valuables are left out in the open. Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Cuero Record. Cuero ISD receives a statewide award for parent and family engagement, and limited funds and ongoing budget cuts forced the Yorktown Senior Center to shut down. To read these stories and more, visit DeWittCountyToday.com. The suspect in Wednesday's shooting of 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. has been identified. The suspect is 29-year-old Romola Lockenwall. His last known location was in Bellingham, Washington. He was initially identified as an Afghan national. A close relative of Lockenwall says he served in the Afghan army for 10 years, supporting U.S. troops before coming into the U.S. in 2021. The 2 National Guard members were on patrol when Lockenwall reportedly came around the corner and opened fire. Both guards are in critical condition at this time. Later, we'll go to Washington for more. Another Arctic blast is making it cold in many places across the country, and it's not over yet. Forecasters say snow will continue in some northern states today, with more possible over the weekend as another system brews in the Pacific Northwest. Amy Kiley reports on the latest with the winter weather to the north.
Today, a winter storm system that hit Minnesota and North Dakota is wreaking havoc around the Great Lakes. Meteorologists say a winter cyclone is causing blizzard conditions in some areas. It's also creating a rare chance of thunder snow. The weather's affecting Thanksgiving travel in Michigan.
You know, you definitely have to pull into directions because that wind will take you right off into a ditch if you don't.
A first responder near Fargo says he's reminded of the need to drive safely after this sliding truck narrowly missed him this week.
Help us to get home safely to our families on there. So a lot of us are volunteers or first responders out there that are risking our lives to help others. So at least do us that courtesy, just slow down.
The National Weather Service says parts of Fargo got more than 5 inches of snow.
With that wind, it kind of piled up on the avenues. The streets are favoring a little better.
In Minnesota, officials say a 69-year-old man is dead after a snow-covered tree fell on him yesterday.
It actually did not snap off due to the weight. It actually uprooted from the ground while he was snowblowing.
Meanwhile, forecasters say a second storm system is in the Pacific Northwest and in many states.
It is going to feel bitter cold for a lot of areas, even all the way down to the Gulf Coast.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is inviting Port Lavaca residents to weigh in on plans to dredge the local ship canal. They're hosting a public meeting on Wednesday, December 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Bauer Community Center. They will be talking about everything from possible impacts on seagrass oyster reefs and local wildlife to concerns about more tanker traffic and what it could mean for safety and spills. There's also concerns about shoreline erosion and how dredging could affect natural storm protection. Excitement has been building for the iconic Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade today, and the massive balloons that will line the parade route are ready to take flight. Yesterday, workers began inflating the balloons, an annual tradition for tourists and locals alike. There were huge crowds lining both sides of the street for a chance to see the balloons. They will include some well-known characters like a Minion, Super Mario, and of course, Snoopy. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade kicks off at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. For more local news content, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. The time is now 6:07 on your Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. If you're looking for a place to enjoy a meal today, the search is over. We'll share where you can find food and community this Thanksgiving holiday.
2 National Guardsmen shot just blocks from the White House. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with what we know this morning and the response from the White House.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, I know it's a little bit chilly out there this morning, but later today it's going to be looking real nice and fall-like. So coming up next, we'll take a look and see just how nice it'll be near you.
Relaxation meets laughter in the Crossroads' newest wellness trend, Goat Yoga. Watch as yoga lovers find peace and plenty of giggles, striking poses alongside some playful, mischievous goats.
And it's relaxing. You're out in nature, you're playing with the animals. You can just really relax and kind of let the stress of everyday life go.
Join Amaya Norman for Goat Yoga, a 25 News Now Extra tonight at 10 on 25 News Now.